Nice to see you. Wait, these are not my sunglasses. One of the greatest action movies of all time has returned to theaters with the 3D treatment. James Cameron is a natural in utilizing 3D. In fact, he's striving to make Avatar 2 the first 3D movie that doesn't require glasses, and I still regret missing Titanic in its conversion. So there was no way that I was letting Terminator 2 Judgment Day in its new three-dimensional glory pass me by. Released in 1991 and the highest grossing film of that year, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is one of the prime examples of a sequel that blows the original out of the water. The first Terminator is a film that I thought was merely okay, but Judgment Day improves upon it in all categories. Although the basic plot is a carbon copy, the story is packed with more twists and turns, the characterizations are deeper, the action is bigger, and the effects are enhanced. Terminator 2 takes place 11 years after Sarah Connor defeated the T-800 that was sent from the future to kill her while she was pregnant with their son John, who is destined to lead the resistance against the evil machines that will eventually take over the planet. Linda Hamilton reprises her role as Sarah Connor, who is now being held against her will in a mental institution after attempting to bomb a computer factory. She becomes so distressed that no one believes her account regarding the events of the first movie, or her warning about the impending Judgment Day, the day the machines take over, that she begins turning psychopathic. Meanwhile, two more Terminators from the year 2029 are sent to track down 11-year-old John Connor. One is the T-800 from the last movie, played again by Arnold Schwarzenegger, but this time, he is the protagonist android, reprogrammed by John in the future and sent back to protect his younger self. The other is Robert Patrick as the T-1000, a Terminator forged from liquid metal, whose shape-shifting and regenerating abilities make him a menacing foe that seems impossible to kill. Now, pretty much everyone, even many who haven't seen the movie, know the twist, that Arnold is now the good guy. But I feel like I might have had an even better experience with this movie than most people, because I went into this movie blind, having only seen the first movie and knowing next to nothing about this one. So when both these Terminators are trying to track down John Connor, I assumed that the T-1000 was there to defend him. But in that hallway scene, as Arnold tells John to duck and open fires on the T-1000, I was like this. Well, alright! Seeing how Arnold was the coolest thing about the first movie, him switching roles and becoming the Protector was an exciting surprise. So once Sarah, John, and the T-800 are on the run from the T-1000, it's a high-tech chase and race against time to find the one responsible for designing the machines and stop Judgment Day from ever happening. The first movie to have a production budget that met and exceeded $100 million, Terminator 2 was a revolutionary breakthrough in all technical categories. The visual effects were well ahead of their time in 1991, and they still hold up today, save for that ball that transports the T-800 to the past, which looks like something from 1965. But the T-1000 morphing into metal objects and crystallizing and breaking apart still looks impressive by today's standards. The single best effect in the movie is in one of the most terrifying dream sequences ever filmed, when the nightmare of Judgment Day that haunts Sarah Connor every night is revealed to the audience. It's psychologically unsettling at the beginning as we see Sarah trying to warn people but only letting out silent screams, and then visually frightening as we watch the people engulfed in flames from the nuclear blast and then disintegrate. The effects crew studied hours of nuclear test footage to make the scene photorealistic. The film has a great balance of both CGI and practical effects and stunts. Whenever the T-1000 gets disfigured, it's a physical prop, courtesy of the late great Stan Winston. And the building that's used for Cyberdyne headquarters, which in real life is home of Matson Technology, is actually a two-story building. The production team built an additional third story on top of it just so they could blow it up in the movie. That is the kind of filmmaking passion that just astounds me, much in the way that Buster Keaton still does. James Cameron also went above and beyond to generate authentic, non-stop suspense with the action. There are so many memorable, thrilling moments in this movie, too many to count, with a substantial variety of chases, explosions, gunplay, and Arnold battling the T-1000's indestructibility. There's never a single frame botched by careless editing or camera movements. When Paul W.S. Anderson films a giant truck bashing a smaller vehicle out of its path and cutting to 10 different angles as it happens, not fun. But when James Cameron films it in a single smooth shot, nice. As for the actors, Linda Hamilton is exceptional, giving a gut-wrenching performance conveying the trauma that Sarah is burdened with. Edward Furlong is pitch perfect as John. He has an enjoyably smart aleck demeanor, but never to an unrealistic or grating extent, unlike annoying kids in other movies like Real Steel. And do I even need to mention how much butt Arnold kicks? The chemistry with Arnold and John makes for some very funny moments, like when John tells him to use phrases like, "Hasta la vista, baby," foreshadowing the movie's most quotable line. Terminator 2 also contains strong themes about valuing human life. Sarah Connor is adamantly determined to save the 3 billion lives that are to be ended by Judgment Day, but she becomes so fixated on doing so that she's willing to take life herself to get there, as she has it in mind to kill the man responsible, despite the fact that he's completely unaware of the disaster that his technology will cause. Her story draws parallels to our quest to protect life, raising questions about what we should do to achieve that goal and where the line is between when taking life in the process is necessary and unnecessary. Amidst all the fun, T2 holds a lot to think about. I have one quibble with this movie, the voiceover from Sarah. Most of it is just her talking about what the characters are feeling. Their emotions should be left for the audience to see without having them just explained to us. Any other problems with this movie? Well, there's a bit more Pepsi than we needed to see. But beyond that, no. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is one of the greatest action movies ever. It's jam-packed with action and substance, groundbreaking on countless levels, and contains one heartbreaker of a conclusion. It has been highly influential on filmmaking since it first graced the silver screen 26 years ago. It's back, so don't miss it in its glorious 3D presentation. It is well worth the price. Terminator 2 Judgment Day gets a 94%. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. Like if you liked, subscribe for more. This is Pop Culture. I'm Alex Pop.